Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? How are you? We're live on YouTube. All right, all right. So, over the weekend, Credit Suisse getting bought out or being bought out by UBS. Some action overnight here. The European market going crazy. London session. Right now, the ES pushing up there to the 66 level, pulling back to the 55s. I think we're gonna get some wild action today. We'll see what happens. A lot of volatility in the market right now. We got the Fed meeting, the FOMC this week. We got a lot of stuff going on this week. We got interest rate. We got all that fun stuff. The whole banking crisis still kind of looming in the air right now. Are we at the bottom? Are we at the top? What is the move here? So right now, the ES above the VWAP. We'll take a look at the chart here and talk about key levels that we're watching today and all of that fun stuff. So, well, let's get into it. If you guys haven't already hit that like button, subscribe button, you're one of the first ones here. Let's go, baby. Are you guys excited as I am? Monday morning, baby. I just love Mondays. I don't know about you guys, but I wake up on a Monday and I'm like, hey, anything is possible this week. We could either make a lot of money or we could just blow up and be done. Just give up trading. But hey, let's focus on the blow up to the upside, not the downside. So let's do that first. All right. Here we go. Let's dive into the charts. And yeah, no data coming out today, no news, no surprise numbers, nobody speaking. But like I said, we have FOMC this week. We have interest rate decisions. We have more numbers coming out, job numbers. Should be a lot of fun this week, I think. Should be a lot of action. A lot of action in the markets today or in general. So let's get into it. Diving into the charts here. Pulling up the 15-minute. This is actually the hourly chart. So on the hourly chart right now, let's get an idea of what is going on. So the overnight, we actually opened up. We opened up with a gap actually last night. So we had a gap in the ES. We pulled back. We filled that gap. We got all the way down here to the 3,900 level for the London session, the overnight session. And then now popping back up there, getting some relief, and pretty much back where we opened at this level, at that 65 to 50 area for that open there on the hourly chart right now. On the hourly chart, we got a couple different pivots to focus on. We got that 931 pivot on the hourly chart. We got the 4,024 pivot on the hourly chart there to the upside. And to the downside, we have the 3,854. So from the overnight right now, I think there's pretty clear that there's resistance there, pretty much between 70 and 80 levels to keep an eye on. And to the downside, support right now kind of at that 3,940 area. So 3,940 area that we're watching there, and we'll see what happens here at open. So right now I got that kind of top on that last hourly candle. It pushed up there and got that fair value gap there at the 67. So just a couple things to think about here. A couple things to think about, my friends. If you look at the 15-minute chart, on the 15-minute chart right now, let's go back to, these are the pivots that we normally focus on. The pivots there being the 63 pivot, which we just tapped. Above there, the 993 pivot, and then to the downside, the 916 pivot. So the overnight, we kind of bounced around off of that pivot there at the 916 area, 920s, and then pushed back up here to the 960s. So that's kind of what we got going on right now. You can see we put in that higher low there on the 15-minute chart, that 940 area. So 940 right now being, I would say, pretty much the support area here going into open that we'll be watching. Basically, if we're looking to get long, that would obviously need to hold there for the bulls. Need the bulls to hold. So right now, a little bit of a pullback after touching that VWAP. After touching that pivot point there, sorry. The VWAP right now on the ES down at the 940 level. So 3,940 on the ES here that we can watch on that level. And let me see what else I got pulled up here. We got the dollar kind of popping back up. Let's take a look at the NQ really quickly to see kind of what's going on with the NASDAQ today. NASDAQ looking very similar to the ES, the open last night pulling back, and that big pop up there on the NASDAQ right now. And the NASDAQ having pivot points there, 12,673. So pretty similar to where the ES is sitting at right now. We had that higher low at the 12,600 area, putting in that higher low right now, pushing up there 680s as a resistance. So going into open, we'll want to see basically getting above, getting above that resistance there is what we want to see, being bullish. If we're bullish, we want to see that move above that level right now. Kind of getting stuck there at the pivot points on the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ and the ES both basically stuck at that pivot point right now, and kind of a focus to keep an eye on right here. So if we look at the SPY chart here, the SPY chart right now at that pivot point, the 390.98 pivot point on the SPY. The SPY pretty much not much of a gap here. I'd say we're pretty much opening up right where we closed at. I guess we closed on Friday right there. Yeah, so I wouldn't expect much. There's not much of a gap there unless we get a big move here in the next 23 minutes. But right now, we're pretty much sitting right where we closed at on Friday. So big move overnight and then back to where we closed at on Friday. So I would say that would lead me to think that we're a little bit more bullish on the bullish side, since we did kind of sell off overnight and then get back to where we opened at from the overnight and then the close on Friday. So we'll keep an eye on these, obviously the levels. Right now, that VWAP on the SPY sitting down there, pretty similar to the ES right now. So the SPY VWAP, the ES VWAP, pretty much in the same spot here. The SPY pivot point up there next, 393.41, and then to the downside, 387.56. So if you don't have these levels on your charts and you don't have the pivot points, well, get them on there right now. These are key levels to focus on if you're trading the SPY. And then here on the ES right now, like I said, the 3-minute chart, we can see we got this overall kind of upward trend. We're in this channel. We've been in this channel now since like 4:30 this morning. So for the last 4 hours, basically inside of this channel, rising wedge, maybe rising channel, wedge, whatever you want to call it. And right now, still kind of pushing up off of that channel there. We had a fair value gap we kind of pulled into and then pushed up there above the 60s. So if you guys haven't hit that like button, you know what to do. We're live on YouTube. It's free, baby. We're free. We're doing it live every day, 9:15 a.m. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Well, let's go. Good morning. Good morning. And yeah, looks, I guess the ECB speaking, European Central Bank speaking at 10 a.m. We'll probably get some volatility there. But in terms of U.S. data, no U.S. data coming out today. That's going to be later on this week with the FOMC. So should be a lot of crazy action this week. Could be some choppy action as well. Remember, we get those FOMC meetings. A lot of times the market just loves to kind of hold at a level until we get that actual decision. A lot of people are going to be waiting and watching to see what is the Fed going to do. Is the Fed going to raise? Is the Fed not going to raise? The problem here the Fed has, this is the big problem for the Fed right now, is the Fed, basically, if they don't raise, that is going to raise a lot of fear, because at that point, people are going to be like, oh shit, why is the Fed not raising? What does the Fed know that we don't know? We know we have the whole banking issue right now. We have other stuff going on. The Fed basically wants to get the inflation down, while the politicians, the government, the government really doesn't want to. This is my personal belief, but I would say right now, the government, the politicians, they don't want to lose jobs. They don't want interest rates to go up. They honestly are oblivious to the fact of like what the fuck inflation is. It's mind blowing. These senators and these politicians are just like, well, we can just print more money. They have no fucking clue. Like the other day, Senator Warren was literally having a knip shit. She's getting all freaked out because she's like, oh, if we lose 2 million jobs, what about all those people losing their jobs? The problem is, if we don't get inflation under control, we're going to lose 10 million jobs. We're going to lose, even more. There's going to be even more issues if we don't get inflation under control. So the politicians right now are totally oblivious to actually how the economy works, and the idea that if inflation keeps going higher, it's not going to hurt just 2 million people. It's going to hurt million. How many millions of people are in the US? Lots and lots. It's going to hurt a lot more than 2 million people. So yes, maybe 2 million people will lose their jobs. They can get new jobs, whatever it is. I think there's plenty of jobs out there when you really think about it. Maybe not in the tech space in terms of like working from home, but there are plenty of jobs out there. Jobs that maybe people don't want to do. But the idea that we're going to basically worry about 2 million jobs while we have, how many fucking Americans live in America? How many Americans in America? I didn't know that number right now. Americans. Total population. 2022. Right now we have, 332 million Americans, right? So you have 332 million Americans, and we're worried about 2 million jobs. While I would say, if we don't get inflation under control, that's going to hurt, 200, 300 million people. So that's the big issue here, right? We got to get inflation under control, and that's what the Fed has to do. The problem is, like I said, if the Fed does not raise on Wednesday, well, it's going to signal to everybody that, hey, oh, fuck. The Fed doesn't think that the economy is strong enough to raise, and it's going to cause more issues, and then inflation is going to go up. I mean, inflation's already going up after all of the, banking bullshit going on right now. So that's what we got to think about. Think smart, people. Think smart. Don't think just about the short term. I think a lot of people are focused too much on the short term right now and not the long term here. We got to get inflation under control. Or we don't get inflation under control and we all just basically accept that one day milk is going to cost $20 and eggs are going to cost $50 and everybody better get a raise. Better get a raise at work, that's for sure. So right now, we'll see what's going on. We got the pivot points to focus on here. We got the pivot points at the 63s. Right now, kind of MACD holding right there, pushing out there. We bounce off the 21 EMA, off the 54s. That overnight move, like I said, kind of down to the bottom, down there to the 3900 area. What a dip by. If you were long last night off of that 3900 area, nice little 50-point move, 60-point move back up there. And right now on the ES, we got those key levels to focus on. Again, looking at the NASDAQ very similar to the ES today, I would say. And those pivot points on the NASDAQ right now, 12,675 and up to the upside, 12,780. To the downside, 12,539. Like I said, I'm more bullish. I don't want to go into the market day with too much of a bias, but seeing that overnight move here, seeing that we got that big move to the downside, and then we still kind of recovered and got back to where basically we opened last night on futures. I would say as long as we can hold on the ES, at least, as long as we can hold that 40 area, I would be more focused on being bullish today. But right now, stuck there at the 64s. There's a pivot point at the 64s. There's a pivot point up there at the 90s. So let's see what happens. We got that overnight high there at the 79s and kind of 70 area in this range. 70 to 79 area is going to be a battleground, but I would love to kind of see a little bit of a pullback, maybe there at open, and then that rip higher, that 993 area, that pretty much like 4,000 target today, maybe. If we keep pushing up here, it really just depends on, do we get a trend day? Do we get a chop day? What kind of action will we get? We got a lot of news coming out this week at the FOMC meeting, at interest rate decisions. There's a lot of speculation in the markets right now. Like I said, pretty much everybody waiting for the FOMC. Will the Fed raise? Will Jerome Powell still raise? Will he raise 25 basis points? Will he raise 50 basis points? I think Jerome Powell should just fucking come out and raise 1 full point. Just say, fuck it. Here's 1 point. Fuck everybody. Boom, baby. Just crash everything. What people don't understand is what's happening right now in the markets. The reason the market's going down, or reason the Fed, the banks, interest rates, all these things are happening. What is happening is exactly what was supposed to happen. The Fed starts raising rates. The economy starts pulling back. People stop spending money. The banks, the interest rates, all these things were supposed to happen. This was planned. Jerome Powell, this was the plan, right? Like, we didn't know that we're going to have all these banks just fucking getting destroyed. But at the end of the day, when you're doing quantitative easing, when you're trying to tighten, and you're trying to get the inflation back down, this is what we expected. So I don't know why anyone's surprised that this is happening. All these terrible, terrible banks out there making terrible, terrible. I don't know if anyone saw that. What is it? S&B, they made an advertisement recently that was like, it was almost like they were basically laughing at the fact that they were calling the top. Like they were literally calling the top on that advertisement alone. Off of the fucking advertisement. So right now, just kind of sitting back here, waiting and watching the ES pivot point there, 63.93. Not a lot of threes. 63.93. 63.93 pivot. We got that about a 30-point move up to that next pivot to the upside here. and that overnight kind of high up there at the 70s. Some wild action right now. The market's selling off back up there to the 60s right now. So I would say, we're pretty much right where we started last night at, and we'll see what happens. If we can get above that 63 area, turn it into support, then we got to get through 70s, and then you're looking for that kind of 90 push up there. And then you think even from the 93 area, you've got that push kind of up into the 4,010 area from Friday, that kind of high from the overnight on Friday. We have this high right there as well at 92 from that Friday, big spike up there. I think that was at 10 o'clock on Friday. So there's a lot of resistance in this area, pretty much from the 78s to the 90s, I would say here on the 15-minute chart right now. So we'll see how it happens. All we got to do is just kind of wait to see what happens. At open, if we start to put in a lower high here, we're going to be looking for that pullback kind of into the 40s again. And then I would say you kind of look for possibly like this. Maybe we go like this at open. We go doot, 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 and then that possible move higher. Or let's say we just kind of spike up into here. Maybe we pull back and then we just keep going higher. It just really comes down to what the market wants to do today. Obviously, that's pretty much the moral of the story. The market's going to do what the market's going to do. All we can do is basically just trade it. There's no point in sitting here trying to predict which way the market's going to go. We just got to trade the action and be aware of the levels, right? We're focused on the levels. We're focused on possible targets, possible pullbacks, areas of interest. We don't really need to know which way the market's going to go exactly. We just need to know where those levels are, what to be watching. On the hourly chart, there's that 4,024 pivot to the upside and that 931 pivot to the downside. So there will be a strong, I would say, support kind of area at that 40 to 30 area here at 930. At the 3,930 area with that pivot there. So keep that in mind. If we do pull back, we obviously don't want to get short anywhere in here. I don't want to get short at 42 to 30, knowing that we have that support there on the hourly chart. So that right there alone could save you a lot of heartache and a lot of trouble today. Just knowing that you definitely do not want to get short down here in the 40s and 30 area until we break through there. If we break through that area, well, then we can start thinking about getting short, but I don't really think there's any reason to get short there until we get through at least the 40 area here. And right now, like I said, I would love to kind of see this kind of pull back here at open. Pull back here at open, and then get that move higher here. So we'll see how she goes. How she goes, baby. If you guys haven't already hit that like button, subscribe button, help me out here. Blow up that like button. It's free to like. Free to like. Free to enjoy. Every time you hit the like button, an angel gets its wings. Do, 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 do. All right, we're just sitting back here waiting and watching. Right now, the MACD just crossed up on the 3-minute chart. Go over here, looking at the 3-minute chart with the Lux Algo indicator and everything. Kind of like I said, we're in that channel right now. We've been in this channel for like the last, 4 hours basically. Since, 5 hours now. Since 4 o'clock this morning, we've been in this channel. So I would want to see something to happen here. I'm thinking if we hold here at open, there's a good chance to kind of retest that overnight high up there at the 70s. So let's go. Let's go. But yeah, a lot of wild action overnight here, as you can see. And if we look at the SPY right now, we got the SPY VWAP there at the 390.60 area. We got the 390.98, pretty much 391 pivot point there on the SPY. To the upside, 393.41. So again, kind of the same idea. If you're trading options on the SPY or something like that, we'll be looking to see kind of hold this area and then look for that possible break to the upside here and then push up there. Target wise, I would say 393 target there on the SPY, which is pretty much still below that high on Friday. You can see on Friday, we have that high on the SPY at the 394 area. So that would kind of make sense to push up here and see what happens there at that point. Just kind of be, like I said, patient. I'm not going to predict which way this is going to go, but I like the idea of I like that it's pulling back right now, to be honest, that it's pulling back into open here and that we're not just rallying to the moon. And we'll see. Like I said, I'm leaning towards the bullish idea. I'm leaning towards the bullish idea here, but I'm definitely not gonna, just get long just because just because. Trading is not just a just because type of thing. It's let's wait for a reason. We got that order block here right now in the 60s. So see if this kind of plays out the way we're thinking. If we pull back into this 40 area here at open, this is the 3-minute chart. So kind of pull back here, and then we'll see what happens. Bias bullish. Didn't I just say bullish or bearish? My bias right now on the day is bullish, but pretty much if we get below that 40 area, that would invalidate the bullish idea here. But again, guys, we're traders. We're not fucking investing long term. We're not investing. I don't care what happens tomorrow. I don't care what happens next week. I don't fucking care what happens in the next 5 hours. All I care about is what's happening right now in the moment. So this idea of like, are we bullish? Are we bearish? Does it really fucking matter? Zero. Means nothing. Because if the market starts moving in a certain direction and it gives us a signal, that's when we go. We go. You know what I mean? Like the problem is if you sit here and you're like too focused on one thing happening, if all you're focused on is one plan, you're like, oh, I'm going to wait for a pullback. I'm going to get long. I'm bullish. If you do that, you're going to end up getting blown up over time because you're going to end up just having too much bias. And for futures, there's no like, again, I give 0 fucks about if the market goes up, if the market goes down. That's all I literally care about. So, well, that's all I don't care about. I don't care about it. Pretty much. That's what it comes down to. So, and I agree. Get above 391 for the SPY here, and we'll see what happens at open. Like I said, we're kind of basically opening up right where we closed at on Friday. We closed pretty much at this level, so not really much of a gap on the SPY here. We did have news over the weekend of Credit Suisse getting bought out by UBS. That should be, I would say, I don't know if that's bullish or bearish, but also the Swiss National Bank said they would like pretty much insure the deal like up to $100 billion or some shit. So pretty much like it's guaranteed that it can't fail, but talk about a just wild day. If you look at Credit Suisse's stock, woof, if you had invested $10,000 in Credit Suisse last year, I think it's worth like $100 now. So we'll see what happens here. Just got about 7 minutes till the market open. If you guys haven't hit that like button, help me out. Blow up that like button. Like I said, it's free to like. It's free to watch. What should I listen to today? Anybody got any playlist on Spotify that would really get me pumped up for taking what we got? Let me think. What's a good day trading radio? Beast mode? I don't know about beast mode's too much. I need to be relaxed but also focused. What do you got? Reggae? Maryland Mansion. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Beastie Boys. All right, I like Beastie. I'm gonna do some Beastie Boys radio. That might be a little too much too, but let's go. Beastie Boy radio on Spotify today. You guys want to listen along? Turn on Beastie Boys radio. Here we go. Rachel, Florida Georgia line. Come on, it ain't Sunday. Only time I'm listening to country is if I'm on the boat drinking a beer. And it's a Sunday. I got nothing against country, but I don't know if I want to. I don't know if day trading and country mix. I just don't know. I think, day trading for me is more like EDM, maybe like electronic music, disco, just dance music. As much craziness going on as possible. That's day trading. All right. Here we go. Into the market open right now. We're pulling back here, like I said, into that kind of area. Had that fair value gap at the 50s. We'll see kind of what happened. We got a fair value gap at the 51s and fair value gap there at the 46s. We know that 40 area is going to be support kind of down there. Well, we don't know it's going to be support, but we know it was support earlier. We got that order block down there in the 40 area. And going into open here, we had kind of a double top at that 62 area. So we got about 5 minutes till the market opens. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Got the MACD bearish here on the 3-minute chart. We're getting below that 21 EMA right now. You can see earlier we hit that level down there, 3,900, and ripped right back up. They kind of trapped. That was a, I don't know if I've ever seen a trap. If I've ever seen a trap, well, this is definitely the trap right there. Look at that. They got below that resistance or the support. Kind of funny to look at that, but look, they had that support down there off of those two candles. It took out that liquidity to the downside right below 3,900. The low on that candle was 38.97, and they've 100% got that trap. And look at that rip back up there. So from the 900s up there to the 60s on the 3-minute chart here, I would say that kind of a tricky one. The MACD a little tricky there, but overall bouncing there off the 21, 21, 21. So pretty much off of the 27s up there to the 52s off the 21 EMA. And right now we're getting below the 21 EMA. We got the MACD right now being bearish. Bearish here on the MACD. And we'll see what happens pivot point wise, action wise. We got the ES VWAP down there at the 42s now. 42s on the VWAP. I wouldn't mind maybe pulling back into that VWAP area here at open. Hit that VWAP at the 40s, which is right where that support is, which is pretty much what we talked about, that idea of pulling back into that 40 area, finding some support, and then getting that, walking it up from there. So we'll see how she goes here. Zade Wolf next level. That's too much right now. I can't be going to the next level trading. I love how there's Creedence Clearwater Revival is on Beastie Boys radio. Fortunate Son. Now this might be a song for day trading. I would play it for you guys, but then YouTube would ban me and I'd be gone forever. Between me, it ain't me. I am not in a position. I am not in a position. Relax, everybody, relax. Currently, no positions open. Everybody freaks out. Is Patrick in a position? Is he long? Is he short? What's he doing? I'm not doing anything. We're waiting for this open. And right now, just waiting for something to happen here. I'll tell you one thing though, if you're sitting around waiting to figure out what I'm gonna do, it might not be the best idea. Told you guys before, it's a terrible, terrible idea to try to follow me. If your only trading strategy is trying to buy when I buy and sell when I sell, you're gonna end up losing a lot of money. So please, please do not try to follow me. It doesn't work. You will end up losing. You will end up hating me. I don't want you to hate me. I want you to love me. So I'm giving you advice right there. This is not financial advice. This is just life advice. Following some guy on YouTube is not going to make you a good trader. It's going to just make you a gambler and a loser in the long run. Here we go. Market is now open for business. Let's go. I know everybody wants to be spoon-fed entries. They want to be told when to buy and sell, but I'm telling you, it's not a good idea. Right now, market pushing back up there into the 50s. Pretty much at this point, I want to see us get above this order block here if we're going to start pushing back up, but I would love to get a little bit lower this pullback here. I don't like where we're sitting at right now in terms of this thing just ripping to the upside. So looking more for a pullback here, even though it might just start ripping to the upside. I just don't want to get long right there. This is not the spot to get long at, if that makes sense. Hopefully. So I want to get a fake out here. This could be a total fake out, a little pop, and then more drop here. Emmanuel Martinez, I guarantee you will not be able to enter and exit the same time I do. So That's why, yeah, it just doesn't work. There's a delay on the stream. You're going to have emotions. You're not going to get in exactly. You know, like I said, this is not where you want to get long at. And there's that little fake out to the upside. Let's see what happens here if we get this pullback into that 40 area now. I mean, even if the stream had no delay, even then you're still like, if I say, hey, I just bought, that's still 10, 13, 15, 20 seconds until you buy. And that's enough to really get, I mean, some of my trades, I have 30-second trades, minute-long trades. So if you're entering 30 seconds after I enter, you're not helping yourself. We got the VWAP on the ES down there at the 42s. Right now, just chopping around here. Just being patient, guys. Be patient. Remember, trading is not about just placing trades nonstop. It's about waiting for the right setups, waiting for the right opportunities. We're looking for good risk to reward and good setups here. Not just go, 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 buy, 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 sell, sell, sell. If you want to go buy, 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 sell, 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 you're on the wrong channel, baby. Right now, that 59 area on the book map here. Let's see. Little choppy action. Right now, up there at 58s. You can see how choppy this is. And now up there into the 60s. So what we want to see now is you want to see us get through, like I said, pretty much that 60 area here. We got resistance there, 63, 65, kind of a little double top. We get this order block right here at the 61s. A lot of liquidity coming in there, 65 area right now. There's a fair value gap as well at the 67s on the hourly chart that was respected earlier. Will we respect it again? So the SPY right now getting above that pivot point, that 391 pivot point. We got that high 392 area. Market ripping up right there. A lot of volatility here in the first few minutes. Got that resistance from Friday as well at this level, that 392 area. So be careful. Don't go chasing this thing into that fucking resistance now. I mean, honestly, I would say the best thing to do is don't trade the first 10 minutes. That would be, if you ever take one piece of advice from me, I would say, I do it sometimes. I do trade the first 10 minutes, but honestly, that first 10 minutes, a lot of fake outs, a lot of just volatility for no real reason. And there's that pullback from the 66s, that resistance getting tapped there and dumping back down. So there's a pullback. I thought about getting short up there, but I just I didn't want to get my face ripped off there or something. So on the 1 minute chart, we got that fair value gap, push it back up there, 65s. I mean, 55s. And we got that 52 coming up there, that kind of low at the 52. If we break below 52, we should get that move down into the 40s. We're kind of watching to see what's going to pop off here at the 52 area. Maybe a little pushback up into that fair value gap, and then we sell through. Market is dumped right there. Dollar dumping, the ES dumping. Oh, you gotta love it. I mean, it's easy to make a rule of oh, I'm not gonna trade the first 15 minutes, and then, the FOMO gets you. It suckers you in. It suckers you in, man. I swear. The market, it does exactly what, it just suckers you into it. It shows you these little moves, little fake outs and stuff, and then it suckers you in, and you're like, damn it, I shouldn't have done that. I was thinking about shorting here 52s to get this break below 50s. Let's see. I did not short, but let's see if that would have been a profitable trade if we break through 52s here. Kind of looking, if we break through 52s, we should be able to get down there like 46s next. Would have had a stop here at the 56s. Who the fuck's calling me right now? Don't they know I'm live on YouTube? Don't they know? So yeah, that would have, let's see, does 46 get tapped here? We got the VWAP down there, that 43.75 VWAP. 43.75 VWAP. Looks like it's trying to get that VWAP touch here on the ES. Let's see. In hindsight, probably could have taken that short there, but like I said, just I'm trying to not trade the first 10 minutes. I'm just trying to not trade it. Like on Friday, we had an amazing move end of day. I've gotten some really good moves in the middle of the day lately. Just like really easy, simple trades, nothing too crazy. So right now we're below the SPY pivot point. We're below the SPY VWAP here. The VWAP on the ES down there at the 43, 44s. Will that SPY pivot point turn into resistance here? And we got down to a low of 48s on that move down below the 52 break. See if that SPY is going to turn that pivot point into resistance here. I guess we kind of, a little bit of a gap there in the SPY. We filled that gap now. There's that rip back up here now. Let's see where this candle closes at. If we get back above that pivot point there, back above the VWAP here on the SPY, we're filling that fair value gap here on the 1 minute chart on the ES right now. If we go to the 3 minute chart, get above 57s, try to put that push up there into the 60s next. On the book map, looking like 60 liquidity sitting there. So market trying to get back above that pivot on the ES here. And on the book map right now, there's that liquidity at the 60s. Will we be able to squeeze up through 58s? We get through 58s, push up there into the 60s next. Got 60 and then 62s coming up there. On the book map, that 60 area right now acting as resistance, holding it down. That pivot point on the SPY, trying to get that move here back above that pivot point on the SPY. Right there, right now. Will she get through there? Needs to push through 60s quickly here. Show some strength for the bulls. And then you got that push up there to 66s. That high so far today, 66 area. So we're looking for push through 60s and then try to squeeze up there towards that 64, 65, 66 level next. We got to get through 60s though on the book map right now. Showing us that resistance there at the 60s. So pop it over 60s. That hourly candle right in the middle right now. Just not getting the power to get through there. And 55's acting as support there on the book map. Will that be the power to get through 60s here? We get through 62, and then you got that push up there quickly into the 65s, I think. My hero. Watch it as it goes. Foo Fighters on now. Let's go. It's my hero. The market's my hero right now. Trying to get this push up there into the 64, 65 level. Currently long, looking for a push up here. Got to get through 62s. Will we get a boner candle here? 65s next. So through this 62 area, we should be able to push right through the 65s. Like I said, currently long here, looking to see if we can squeeze up into that 65 push. Stop right below the 55s there. Should be able to squeeze. Gotta go through 64s. Need a boner candle here. Just one big boner candle to the upside. Whee! Trying to take away that 62 liquidity here on the book map right now. Risking 300 here at the 55 stop. Right there, 54.50 stop. And see if we can't get this squeeze all the way through. I'm going to get out right there for just break even. I don't like that we got denied like that. And then that pullback is not nice. I don't like that pullback there. So I would have got stopped out either way. So it should have pushed up through there already. Now we're pulling back again to the VWAP, VWAP and the pivot points on the VWAP, on the SPY. Oh, there's that dump. Oh, baby. A lot of volatility right here. Good thing I got out of that long. We needed to squeeze. We were either going to squeeze through that 60 area or get that dump back down, and that's exactly what we just did. So I got out for break even. Saved myself there. You can see getting filled right there. 57 for break even. And now we just wait. We are either going to just boner candle through that 60 area up to the highs again, or we are going to chop around, and that's exactly what we did. We pulled back, so kind of is what it is. We were up about 5 handles for a minute there. And market right now pulling back here into the 50s. $15-minute candle pretty much just in the middle and very indecisive right now on the 15-minute chart. We pulled back pretty much to the VWAP now, 45 area on the VWAP there. So like I said, another reason why I said do not try to fucking follow me into these trades. You would have gotten blown up right there. Now trying to rip back up here. Now she's going to go, huh? Now it's going to go once we get out. Still holding there at the pivot point. Got the high on the SPY, that 391, 60 area on these last 3 candles. 2 candles, that candle right there. Choppy McChopperson here. Market is going sideways off that pivot point right now. On the book map here, got liquidity again in there at the 60s sitting there. Problem right now is getting short here is hard because we got the VWAP at the 45. So the VWAP on the ES, if we get below the VWAP on the ES, then I might start thinking about shorting. But right now, it's very it's kind of choppy action here. Market just cannot decide which way it wants to go. Still more bullish than bearish here. Still just kind of chopping around here on the 3-minute chart. Got to get out of this range. Right now, we're pretty much in this range here. This is just basically an area that we're definitely don't want to get long in the middle here. Those 1-minute candles, I don't know if there was a definition of choppy, this would be the picture of it right here. And now down there to the 47s, right to that pivot point there on the ES here, 45 pivot point. The SPY back, breaking to the downside here, losing that support there at the pivot and the VWAP. Definitely a good time to just sit back and wait and watch. We got that support down there on the SPY at the 389 as well. 389 down there. And we bounced right off that 48 area again. And look at that, right off that fucking bottom of that range. You got long off the bottom of that range, congrats, but it is all over the place here. I think if we get back above 60, we start squeezing up here. Look at that bottom of that range just pushed up there. What was that, 10 points? From 46s back up to the 58s, 10 points in a matter of 1 minute. Less than 1 minute. Yeah, about 1 minute. A trap at everybody, baby. Top, bottom, left, right. You guys know about there's 3 directions of the market. There's 3 ways the market can go: up, down, or sideways. And sideways is day trader's worst nightmare. Nothing I hate more than a sideways market here. On the book map right now, liquidity wise, we got liquidity showing up there pretty heavy right now at the 57s. Buyers coming in there, 57s heavy. Looking like they want to squeeze this thing. Looking like they're trying to squeeze it, but a lot of false fake outs here. Rachel, I said 3. I said up, down, or sideways. Sideways is basically all around town. All around town there. And the SPY back above the pivot here. I think they're going to pop this. They're going to pop this to the upside here. They're going to pop this to the upside here through the 60s now, up there to the 70s possible. Looking very squeezy. Looking very squeezy here. Let's see if I can get filled at 67s now. Keeping my stop right below break even. Getting filled there, beautiful. Just taking a quick scalp from the 62s up there, 67s for 5 handles. Top of that range again. So you can see how we are kind of tapping, and then on this candle we just kind of got right through there. I was watching on the book map as well. On the book map showing us that kind of resistance area there, you know. So nice little $700 trade. I'll take $700 in 30 seconds. $700 in 30 seconds. Let it go. And then you made it. Wow. Talk about getting lucky on that one. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you get lucky in life, my friends. Look at that. I got filled at 67.25. The high was 67.50. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Getting lucky in life. I like to be lucky. I'd rather be lucky than good any day, baby. Rather be lucky than good any day. $70 on the book map showing up there liquidity wise. Look at how well we've respected this. I drew these lines, what? 5 minutes ago. And look at that. We bounced right off the bottom. We push up the top there, that range. Well, wowzers. See what happens here. We're going to pull back. They eat through the 70s here. This thing's going. Watch. Gonna go through 70s. If it can get through 70s there, we'll look for that push up probably like to that high from the overnight. The high overnight 78. So if we can get it above 70s, you're looking for that high from the overnight move. The SPY above the pivot. Maybe get this pullback into that VWAP first before breaking 70 on the ES. That VWAP held perfectly on the ES there. The ES right now, VWAP is 46.25. 46.25 on the VWAP there. So let's see. I'm being patient right now. I'm being patient. We got one good trade so far. We had one break-even trade, one good trade. And just being patient, waiting for the next opportunity, my friends. Sometimes the best thing to do is just sit back and watch. It's a show. Remember, like the market is it's a movie. We're watching it. We're watching this movie right now. The dollar turning back up here. Yes, I see that. Dollar has been trending lower since, what was that? Yeah, the dollar's just been going lower since about 4:30 this morning. It's been in a downward trend for the last 5 hours, basically. They're on the dollar right now, DXY. Right now, the VWAP, the ES got that VWAP. The ES has that pivot point at the 63s. Will that 63 area turn into support or resistance here? Get that VWAP possibly. Why do I keep saying VWAP? Get that pivot point. Try to turn into support here. Get that push up there through the 70s next. The SPY 3-minute candle, trying to close at the highs there of that 3-minute candle on the SPY now. Got all that 70 liquidity sitting there, so It's currently only 9:56. We still got lots of time, baby. Lots of time. No rush. We're making money, baby. Nice and easy. Nice and easy, baby. Money, 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 money. So trying to push up here through the 65s, that 70 area, coming up there, 67, 68, 70 level. Watching the book map here. I want to see what happens to that 67, 68 level there. If they're going to take that out or if we're going to sit right here and then pull back again. That hourly candle has about a minute 57 left on that hourly candle here. Obviously 10 o'clock, close that hourly candle there. Will that hourly candle close at the top of the range? Sellers came in there right there, 65s. They're adding liquidity there, 64 area, holding it down right now. Holding it down there. They took it out. Ooh. Look at that 67 liquidity just moved out of the way now. Will we push through here? Let's see. They're playing games. They're playing games. That hourly candle about to close here. About to close here on the hourly candle. Will they push it? Again, adding liquidity. Look at that. They added that liquidity again there at the 65s. They took it out. Now they took it away. They're playing games with it. Look at them. Playing games with our hearts right now. Playing games. See when this hourly candle closes here. Hourly candle closed at the top of that range. And look at that spike. Wowzers. Like I said, the hourly candle closing at the top of that range, obviously very bullish. Kind of like pretty much at the top of that hourly candle was bullish there. So now looking at that 70 break here. Will the 70s get broken? And there's that push through the 70s. Well, up to the 70s. Taking out that 70 liquidity there. Now we got 73, 75, 78s up there next. The bulls are trying to party. They want to get that high from the overnight. Trying to get that high from the overnight here. We're breaking the upside here. Breaking out of that channel. We got that high from the overnight up there at the 77, 78 level. So if you're long right now, let's say you're long from the 60s, you're looking for that move up there to that high of day from the, well, the high from the overnight being that 70 level there. And the bulls are ready to play, baby. The bulls are ready to play. Baby. I feel pretty good right now about what we got going on here. Feel pretty good about it. And you got that, the idea here on the hourly, you got the hourly push kind of up to that 78 level there. You can see how that last hourly candle closed pretty much at the top of that hourly range there. And then this candle just exploding to the upside. So and once again, squeezing 73s. So you're basically, oh gosh. We're looking for this type of move up into that 80 range there. 79, 80s. Well, 78, 80 area. This is the hourly chart we're looking at right now. Hourly chart, we had that fair value gap from earlier there. That's gone now. We held the hourly fair value gap at the 40s, now pushing up there 73s. I'm thinking we test that 77, 78 level there. The SPY right now holding there on the VWAP. The VWAP holding there on the SPY. We got the little breakout there, little breakout right there. Up to the upside. And you're thinking SPY pivot point up there, 393.41 next. If this continues to be bullish, will we get stuck at that overnight high on the ES here? That's the $1 million question next. $1 million question, baby. Still trying to push up here. We broke out of that channel. Nice little bounce, that double bottom kind of area down there at the 48s. If you took that trade off the bottom of that channel, wowzers. Nice little 30-point move. Oh, 20-point move there. And here on the 3-minute chart, little Patrick Wieland breakout setup there. Right there, off to the races. Breaking over that high, 65, push up there, 73 so far, 73.25. Which stock am I looking at? Looking at the overall fucking market, baby. The ES, the #1 stock there is, the only stock there is. We don't care about any other stock. Only one trade so far for me. Still just kind of waiting. Now the problem is I definitely don't want to get long up there at the fucking 75s. I mean, for the ES, I calculate the VWAP from the overnight session. And for the SPY, I mean, I just keep it going there, so. The VWAP calculates itself. That's a very fair answer there, Banana Theory. Claude Phillips, why you yelling, bro? Are you not watching the stream? You guys haven't hit that like button, help me out, blow up that like button. Thanks, Ronnie. My last trade, 3 contracts. I fucking showed it on the stream. Did you not watch? I'm normally always trading 3 to 5 contracts. I don't know why people even fucking... Why does it matter? Why does anyone care how many fucking contracts I'm trading? My bank account's not going to be your bank account, so... People are so weird. Patrick, how many contracts do you trade? How much money do you have? What's your social security number? What's your address? What's your horoscope? Patrick, what's your horoscope? What exact date were you born? What exact day, what time, what place? I need to know all these things about you so that I can watch your videos. I just cannot just accept the fact that I'm watching and try to learn something here. Somebody saw me at Chipotle yesterday. Somebody from YouTube said they saw me at Chipotle. Uh-oh. People be watching me, bro. People be watching me. I got stalkers out there. We pushed up to the 75s, pulled back here. Let's see. Like I said, I'm just kind of waiting and watching here. We got the pivot point at the 63s. We got the SPY VWAP down there at the 391.39 level here. Hey, NUSP, NSUP. If you're having problems with your broker, call your broker. Don't fucking ask us. Nobody in this chat is a certified help in customer service. So I don't know why people ask questions like, hey, my broker is not allowing me to trade this. What's my issue? Well, talk to your broker, bro. No. Vince Smith said he was at Panera yesterday and saw a guy watching one of my videos. That's awesome. You should have told him, hit that subscribe button right now, fucker. If you're watching, you better hit that subscribe button. If you guys haven't hit that like button as well, let's go. Right now, we're just sitting back. We're waiting to watch that 65 area on the book map holding us down right now. Will that turn into resistance here? What's very interesting, if you look on the hourly chart here, we got that fair value gap in this area. We kind of invalidated it for a second, but depending on where this hourly candle closes at, it could be kind of just up into that resistance. So remember we talked about earlier this level, that 70 to 78 level, the battleground. We had this whole thing planned out earlier today. If you're just now tuning in, you missed out on the party. We're live every morning, 9:15 to 9 a.m. But right now you can see that area. I got those blue lines right there, 71 to the 78s. We know that's going to be resistance there. Will this move on down from here? Oh, let's see. We got the SPY bouncing off the VWAP again. We got the ES pulling back into that range once again. Into the range once again here. What will happen now? The problem is, like, there's no point in really trading this until we see something tasty. I think a lot of times I definitely take trades that I probably shouldn't take. Just the fact that I'm sitting here and I'm like live on YouTube and I'm all like, I think that's one of my biggest issues right now is I try to like make things happen. I try to make the market pay me. But let's be honest. I mean, the market's a fickle beast. I can't make the market move. So me sitting here saying, hey, I want this to happen, I'm gonna make the market move, it's just not doing anything good for me. So need to just focus on the trades, Patrick. Focus on the trades, focus on the action here. Can't force it. Trading is like love. You know, it's like love. You can't force love. You know, you just can't force someone to love you. And that's exactly what the market is. You just can't force it. Can't force the market to pay you. The market's like a fickle beast. Fickle beast. Can't just force it to make love to you. That's called rape, by the way. But the market is here to basically take your money if you let it. No means no. All right. No means no, people. If the market says no, let it say no. See what happens here at the 65s again. We got a fair value gap here on the 3-minute chart, pretty much right there into that 65, 66 level. We just took out 66s there on the book map. Ding, 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 taking them out. The SPY bounced perfectly off the VWAP again. We got that perfect little bounce off the VWAP there on the SPY here. The SPY holding there at the pivot point now. The ES kind of battling here. Do not love this. They're taking out that liquidity strong there, though. They're playing games with it. Possibly push back up here into the 70s. You got that 74 book map there. So get back above 70. Try to push up there into that 75 level again. With the SPY holding there at the VWAP. It's got to get above 70s here on the ES now. The chop is real. You can see they're adding liquidity there. 66s now. I think if we pop over that 70 level here, you can see that 75 up there, so. Yas. Got that fair value gap here on the 3-minute chart acting as resistance on the ES here. Will that be the nail in the coffin to get this to pull back now? That 63 pivot point there. We get below that 63 pivot point. Probably move back down to that down to the VWAP. The VWAP right now flat at the 49s. When the VWAP starts going flat, you know it's choppy, low volume action here. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff coming out this week. We got the FOMC meeting, got interest rates, got all that stuff going on. So the market, we got job numbers, unemployment, all that stuff coming out this week. So there's going to be a lot of data dependent on, well, the market's going to be very data dependent this week. Very data dependent here. We'll take a short right there. See if we can get this break below 60s. Kind of moving down here. I think 57 area would be a good target here. We can just break through 60 strong. Watching 62 area. I got my stop pretty much right there at 63 right now. Break even on this. It dropped right through that 62 out there. Just too much in a range here. Now it's going to stop me out for break even and then make a big crash down. Perfect. Perfect. I think that VWAP just wants to get touched down there, 50 area on the ES here. Fucking assholes. Literally stopped me out perfectly at my fucking break even and then went lower. Sometimes I like, is the break even my issue? Do I gotta stop doing break even trades? Just fucking take the loss or what? I swear to God, every fucking time. The market pushes right back up, stops me out break even, and then fucking goes lower. If I had $1 for every time, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And there's 57 touch. Story of my life. Story of my fucking life here, boys and girls. And down there, the 56s now. Ah! I don't know what's worse, getting stopped out break even or losing money. Well, getting stopped out break even and then the market moves in your direction, or losing money. I'm just not sure what's worse. Oh, baby. 56 is right now acting as support there. The SPY bounced right off that pivot point, 391 again. Right now, holding that down, that lower trend there. He said, she said, bullshit. I'm trading the ES 3-minute videos. Come on, dude. What the fuck? Why do people like so confused on what we're doing here? It's always the same fucking thing. It says in the description, ES, always ES. I've literally said the ES fucking 500 times today. I couldn't have said ES more. If I said ES, 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 people will still be like, what? What is he trading? Pokemon cards? Market trying to push back up here, possibly push up again the other order block in the 68s. Look for this, push up that 68 level here. Brooklyn! I mean, you can also just tell what we're fucking trading by look at the price. What other futures contract is trading at 3,966? So, yeah, like what? I mean, what other fucking contract is out there trading at 3,966 right now? Only the fucking ES, not the NASDAQ, not the fucking, not the gold. Come on. I mean, micros, the ES is all the same shit. Micros, ES, same shit. Up there to the 70s now. Like I said, up there to the 68s. We took out that push up into this level. Beautiful. I took a trade from the 62s up there, 68s. And we'll see what happens here now at the 70s. You can see right here. Going long there, 62.75. Taking profit there, 67.75. As we push up into that area, that 68 was what I was looking for. And now we're still seeing what can we do from there. Why are the candles so spread out? I don't know. Zoom in, zoom out. Do I consider myself a momentum scalper? I don't know. I consider myself a trader, I guess. Does it really matter what I consider myself? Does the market really care if I say, hey, Mr. Market, I'm a momentum scalper. Just want to let you know. To get an ID card. I'm not angry. I don't know why people think I'm angry. I'm laughing right now. People think I can fucking, like I can't talk. Like, oh, he must be angry if he's talking right now. How is he talking? Maybe I just, you know, listen to the same stupid shit every day. The best is literally people on fucking YouTube that love her like, Patrick trades in hindsight. All of his videos are in hindsight. All of his charts are in fucking hindsight. It's all delayed. It's all delayed. Yes. It's all fucking delayed. You guys are actually watching. I already pre-recorded this video. You don't even know. It's all a fucking scam. It's all a scam. Fuck you, everybody. I'm from the future. I tell you guys exactly where the market's going to go. How much am I down today? How much are you down today, nobodies? I'm in the green right now. I'm on the day right now. We're up $2,700 on the day, so. Caleb Blake, you're ugly. Do I ever have market trading nightmares? If I ever try to have a position overnight, I can't sleep. Sometimes I'll put positions on overnight and I wake up every hour. It's the worst. I stopped doing it. It's not worth it. Just because you can trade futures overnight does not mean you should. We got the VWAP on the SPY acting as support right there. We bounced off the pivot point. I'm thinking we're just fucking going to 393 pivot here. We get above that high from the overnight on the ES here, 70 level, 77s get above that. We're pushing up there towards 80s next. You got 76, 77 resistance up there, 78s. So. It's okay. It's okay. People can ask questions. I'm not mad. I'm happy. I'm happy, happy, happy. Happy, 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 happy. I'm so happy. Wee! Cheerful. I'm so cheerful. Why is I'm getting like repeats here? How's that happening? All right, if we can hold here at the 70s, we're going 76s. Let's see, we test that high again. We're trying to push up there right now on the book map, looking like she wants to push up there. Bunch of liquidity right now sitting there at 75s. Will that act as a magnet or will that act as resistance here? The $1 million question here. The hourly candle definitely looking like it wants to test that high from the overnight 77, 78 level there on the hourly chart. You can see on the hourly chart here, looking bullish, breaking out to the upside there. 372 right now. We push up there. 376s next, 377s. Will the bulls have enough momentum to get through this level here on the SPY right now? We're holding there. We're trying to push. The SPY hitting that top of that kind of ring, top of that resistance there on the SPY, but we got that pivot point 393.41 on the SPY here. And then after that, you're thinking up to the 90s. If we get through that high from the overnight, you're thinking 90 area would be doable. So bow 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 bow. Trying to take off here. Will she take off all the way? There's a bunch. Look at that massive seller there at 75 right now. Will he hold it down? Got that VWAP on the SPY down there, 391.51. The SPY once again kind of double topping there. Not a good sign for the bulls. Currently 10:30 here in the morning, and the market just still kind of in this range here. I don't know. Is that a bear trap to the downside here? Are they trapping the bears? Bear trap below the 70s. Fine for this. Only room in life for this. Kind of looking double toppy right now up there at the 70s. The battle is real here. Are they trapped? Look, I think they're trapping. I think they're trying to trap these bears here. They're going to just squeeze it right through 75. What do you guys think? Is it a trap? Is it a trap? I'm definitely not buying long right here, that's for sure. You guys haven't already hit that like button, subscribe button, help me out, blow up that like button. It's free to like. Thank you, thank you. Market trying to squeeze up here. Little fake out. Push up their 75s quickly. Oh, they're just dumping it. Pull. You guys see that? Wow. The battle is real here. And back down there to the 70s now. Some crazy price action here. Market pulling back through the 70s now. We got that VWAP on the SPY down there, 391.53. And once again, getting stuck there at the 74, 75 level. The hourly candle right back to the middle of that range on the hourly candle. The 1 minute chart possibly getting that move down to the low 60s here next. There's some support down there on the book map right now. Got that pivot point down there at 63s on the ES here. And now back to the upside here. The chop is real, boys. The chop is real today. Oh my gosh. Kind of watching and see what's happening here at the 70 level. We're going to try to pop back above 70. Get that run towards the high of day again. They're trying to hold it up right now at that 65s. Yeah, I mean, these signals on the chart are not, like, I would not take these signals. It works a lot better in a trending market. This is the 1 minute chart. If you go to the bigger time frames, those signals are a little bit better. But yeah, these Lux Algo signals are not, I wouldn't say they're very, like, it's hard to take them because these signals only actually paint once the candle closes. So those are not actual, like, I wouldn't say those are actual signals to take there, by the way. They are nice sometimes. I say, like, if they pop up when I'm, let's say if I'm long or if I'm short and they maybe pop up, those are nice. And they kind of agree with me. Market down there, 65s now. Got that VWAP down there on the ES. Will it hold up as support there? This is a SPY, sorry. Got the ES VWAPs actually like turning down right now. The ES VWAP down there at the 51s. They're trapping left and right here. Up and down. Down and right. Up everywhere. This is the 3 minute chart right now on the SPY. The ES kind of pulling back into this 64 area. '70s acting as a resistance here. Getting tighter and tighter here at the 70s. Will they finally get it back above the 70s? The range is definitely getting tighter, Brandon. And there it goes, up to the 73s again, 74s. Will they keep squeezing it higher? Popped up there again to test that 74 area. And back down here. On the book map right now, you got 75 sitting there pretty heavy. Then after that, 76, 77, 78 sitting there. I think if they eat through that 75 seller, we got to test that 78 again, or test it. That's a big seller there at 75. 353 contracts, and then you got 242 up there at the 80s. So if they take out that 75 seller there, that's where we got dumped on earlier. They're pushing it. There's that 70. Look at that. Wow. Wow. I don't know if that seller pulled or if he got, I think he got taken out. There's that push through the 75s, up there 77s. Will we go all the way to the 80s now? They took that 75 out of there quickly. Big old boner candle to the upside there. Oh my gosh. This is wild price action. What in the world is going on here? We hit a high of 77 on that push. This is crazy right now. It's crazy time. Just kind of watch it. I don't even know what to do here. Do you go long? Do you go short? I think this is just an area to stay the fuck out of. Honestly. Wait for this to break or do something. I don't know. This is crazy action. Good time to get blown up. If you guys haven't hit that like button, help me out. Blow up that like button. How do you help me clicking the like button? I don't fucking know. What? Get the fuck out of here. God. How do you help me by moving your little fucking mouse and hitting the like button? I don't know. God damn. Literally, you fucking piece of shit. Why do you even... Oh, how do you help me? Get the fuck out of here. And market pulling back here again. Sitting around here at the 70s. Are getting tighter and tighter here. I think, fuck. I don't want to jinx it, but it looks like it wants to push through those highs. But they are really playing games with it right now. Got the high up there, 77. Got the high from the overnight, like the 78s. So 77, 78 level resistance. We get through that. You got that next pivot point on the ES up at the 93s. 93 pivots. So I think if we break through that high of day, we should probably just squeeze up into the 80s quickly and then possibly up there in the 90s. We'll see. Getting tighter and tighter at that 78 level here. You can look at the 15-minute chart, just getting tighter and tighter, pushing up there. We're holding the VWAP. We're above the 63 pivot, at 963 pivot on the ES here. And right now on the 1-minute chart as well, it's getting tighter and tighter, trying to get that break through the high of day here. The hourly candle about to close at the highs here too. 2 minutes on that hourly candle left. We'll see what happens. That hourly candle. Last time we had the hourly candle close, we got that big move up there. Beck1C, thanks for becoming a member of the channel, supporting. Look at that. Big support, big support. Let's go. 78's coming up here. On the book map right now. Will we squeeze? On the 1-minute chart. Pushing, pushing, pushing. I'm interested to see what happens if we push above that high. Like, how do we get a trap? Do we get a big move up into the 80s? Do they just run it? Do they just run it? There we go. Getting that push through the high of day now. 78s. Can they keep it going, though? Will they trap here? So we took out that 78s there on the book map there. And still got about a minute left on that hourly candle. Will the hourly candle close above the high of day? Or above that 78s here? That'll be very bullish. That's that overnight high. We had that gap up with the whole Credit Suisse deal and UBS and everything going on. So the overnight high there at the 78s. And right now 80s resistance and then 82s after that. You got that pivot point on the that 93 pivot point there on the ES. So you're thinking if we get through all this right here, we're looking at 90s or higher for that next pivot. Hourly candle about to close here at 78 right now. Will she push all the way through there in that last 10 seconds? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the hourly candle's closing at the top there. That's pretty bullish. So might get a little bit of a pullback here, but that's still kind of telling us that the bulls are in control here to get this squeezing through now up there to the 80s. The bulls are here, baby. The bulls are here. There's buyers at the 78s as well there. So on the 1 minute chart, you see that breakout breaking through that high from the overnight. Now up there to the 79, 78s. Will they just keep trending it higher? Look at the 1 minute chart here. Probably look at the 3 minute chart as well. It's been trending higher since about 10:45 here. I mean, pretty much all morning. Been trending higher. They're up there to the 78s, 80 now. Little double top on the 1,000 tick chart for a second. Like I said earlier today, I was definitely leaning more towards the bullish idea today. If we could just push through that high of day, and there it is. So I don't want to say that I told you so, but we definitely had that plan to get this push up here into the 80s now. 81 squeezing. Up there to the 82s now. Will we go right to that pivot? We're just going to go right to that pivot there. There's a SPY pivot right here. And we're squeezing, baby, up to the 84s now. We're just going to the moon. Let's go. Like I said, the hourly candle was very bullish. That close in the hourly candle, very bullish there. We closed at that high of day, basically, on the hourly candle. So when you see that, you're like, oh, this thing definitely wants to go. And there's that push up into the 85s. So probably expect a little bit of a pullback here. Can't go up too quick, too fast. You need a little bit of a pullback. That's the hourly chart we're looking at there. And then on the smaller time frames, right now, the ES pushing up, pulling back, the SPY getting stuck there at that pivot point. We got the VWAP on the SPY all the way down there at the 391.73s now. So little pullback here. Would be kind of bullish to kind of retest that 78 area one more time, possible. Retest it, turn that area into support, get a little bit of consolidation there off the 78s, that high of day from the overnight. We pulled back there to the 80s right now. All those shorts got squeezed that were sitting there at the 78s. Big seller at 85 again. Would like to see some type of pullback here, to be honest. Like I said, that pullback to that kind of 78 level, bounce around there for a second and then get that next move up. But right now looking a little tricky here, a little tricky here. Buyers once again coming in here on the book map at the 80s there. Those buyers supporting the price here at the 80s right now. That 85 level sitting there. 264 contracts on the book map right now. 264 contracts on the book map. You're thinking over 85, looking at like 88s, and then you got that pivot point up there, 93 pivot point. 93 pivot point on the ES here. The tricky area here, tricky area, because it could pull back sharply. It could just squeeze up. No, I hate that we're that far away from the VWAP now. We are at that pivot point on the SPY as well. 393.41 pivot point here. You can see on the SPY, we're pretty far off the VWAP now. We're up to that pivot point there. How much more can we push before getting a pullback here? Consolidation. How much higher can we go? If you guys haven't hit that like button, help me out. Blow up that like button. It's free to like. How does it help me out? It just helps me out, man. Just makes me a little happier when I see that there's more likes. I'm like, oh, thank you. So nice. Makes me just happier. Happier. Just make me a little happier, you know? Why do you gotta, what do you need to benefit from? You want to get paid to hit the like button? Oh my God. $80s right now holding up here. I would love to see a pullback that 21 EMA. I'm not sure we're going to get that low, but that would be a nice spot to get long, I think. Got that fair value gap kind of like down to the 72s on the hourly chart here as well. So a pullback into that 73, 75 level would not be terrible. Kind of pull back in here, start flagging for that leg higher from here. Not bad. Not bad. A little pullback there. Happy we saw that. Like I said, don't want to be getting long up there at the top, expecting a pullback there. So I think we nailed that. Setup at least. And now we're back below the pivot on the SPY now. The ES pivot point at the 63 all the way to the downside, and then you got that VWAP all the way down to the 53s. So do we continue to sell through here? Chris, there's your pullback. May not even get it. Right when Chris said we may not even get a pullback, that's when we got a pullback. Today's market, wild action. And looks like, see what happens here on this 3-minute chart. We've had this trend on that 3-minute chart since about 10:30 now. Will we finally start to sell back down here? We got two opposing fair value gaps. You got that fair value gap like the 80s. You got that fair value gap that we just touched down there in the 76s here. Which one will win? Which one will win here? Sellers coming in there right now, 77s. Got taken out there on the book map. Market pulling back here. Looks like we could get down there. Low 70s. Let's see. Oh. Trappy McChapperson, every possible way here. They held that trend right now on the 3-minute chart. They're still holding it there. Will they hold it? Get that candle to close. He's like they're like popping it like 3 or 4 points at a time sometimes. The ES going crazy here. This looks like a lot more like the NASDAQ moving than the ES. So right now on this 3-minute chart, you can see kind of looking a little bear flaggy with that kind of stop up there at the 80s. Will they break this to the downside? But looking tight, very tight right here. It could go really either way. They get it back above 80, try to test that highs again. Real tight there, real tight. I'm like watching the book map. It's very interesting. Kind of, they're just pulling orders and putting orders. I feel like there's a lot of spoofing going on today. A lot of fake outs. I see like big orders pop up on the book map and then they just disappear. The rooster is always spoofing. Some wild action on here on the book map. If you guys are watching the book map right now, some interesting experience right now. Experiencing this. If you're experiencing the book map right now, it's wild. Absolutely wild here. Like I said, possibly getting that move down into the low 70s here now. You got 73 buyer and then 70s down there deeper. There's a seller popping up there 75 right now, holding at 220 contracts at 75. Let's see if he gets taken out there. Or will he pull that? Just taking, look at that. They're taking liquidity every fucking way, up and down here. And back up there, 78s. This shit's wild, man. It's wild. Not sure what to do right here. Market's just hanging on, hanging up out here, hanging on out here. $1 million question is, where do we close this at the end of the day? Do we close above that pivot point, that 3,993? Or do we close below this level? The $1 million question, the $1 million question, my friends. Gets back over 80s, they'll probably try to spike it back up here again. There's a seller there at the 80s, but if they can get through 80s strong. MACD is bearish right now, but the way this market's moving, I wouldn't really trust any indicator at this point. Back up there in the 80s now. $80 once again being resistance here. Valdemar, is that how you say it? Valdemar? Thanks for watching, bro. The SPY right there at that pivot point once again. Market trying to push up the ES, sitting there at the 80s. The SPY trying to push through here. Pretty much going sideways now at the 80s here. They're the A2s. Problem is there's just a lot of resistance in this area, but they're trying to push it through here. They're above the SPY pivot there now. There's 600 contracts at 82 right now. 600 contracts sitting at 82. Wow. Someone's trying to keep this thing down. 602 contracts there. Look at that 82 seller just sitting there right now. He said, I don't want this above 82. What do they know that we don't know? What do they know? They just keep adding to it. 82 sitting there heavy. They added, look at that. They added 500 contracts above 82 now. So 82 just literally sitting there. Holy, someone just absorbed all that. Took it all out there. Wow. That was impressive. It's always crazy when you see like that big seller sitting there like that, and then the market still doesn't really move up afterwards. So we might have an iceberg seller here. My icebergs are not on. What the fuck? I don't know. Why does my iceberg thing always go off? The fuck? Still pushing 84s. Like I said earlier, get back above 80s, start grinding higher. Grinding higher. Can I do a vlog running around Waikiki? I never go to Waikiki, Casey. I'm in Florida right now anyway. I don't have a free version. Press sell. Up there, the 86s. Are we going to 93s right to the pivot point? Oh my, are you guys seeing this? What in the fuck? We got that pivot point on the ES up at the 93s. Holy guacamole, boys and girls. That was crazy. We had that massive seller sitting there and we saw that and then boom. There's a spike all the way up there to the 89s now. Are you guys seeing this? Maybe you're just listening to radio right now. Maybe people are just listening to the radio. Right now, what's happening is we're just going straight to the fucking moon. The rocket ship, the bulls are fucking rocket shipping it. They said, we're going, there's 271 contracts at 90, and then after that, up there, 286 on two at the 93s next. What a wild day here. Wild day of price action, my friends. See if we get that push all the way up to that pivot point, the 93.25 pivot point on the ES here. BRB. Oh, I thought it would go all the way to the 100, all the way to 4,000 after I went to the bathroom, but I'm back. Bunch of sellers sitting there at the 90s again. And then 93s, 305 contracts at 93s up there. This market has just been absolutely nuts today. If you guys want to learn more about Topstep, there's a link there below to get in to start trading futures a day. Get 20% off. A link in the chat. Also, if you want to hit that like button, don't be afraid. And back down. We're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. Gotta love this. What in the world is going on here? They're like clearing out all the liquidity right now. Market pulled right back down there to the 80s after popping up there to the 90s. Right now, the SPY bouncing off that 391, 393.41 pivot. Kind of watching, I don't even like, I don't know. I don't know what to do here. Plans to get a Sea-Doo in Florida. Definitely not getting a Sea-Doo. I'm going to get a full-size boat in Florida. Full-size boat in Florida, baby. Market trying to move back down here, but the bulls are still percolating here. Back to the 80s right now. We pushed all the way up there to a high, basically the top of that channel. Now we're in that channel here on the 1 minute chart and holding up there at the 82s right here. The SPY bouncing off that 390, 341 pivot there now. Looking through the different time frames. We're bouncing off the 80 EMA. MACD kind of chopping around here. MACD not very clear direction-wise. It's hard. It's hard to get long up here, man. Even though it's like wants to go higher, it's fucking hard. $4,000 push, Sage. What do you think? Let's do a poll. What do you guys think? You guys haven't already hit that like button. Help me out. Come on. Let's get 1,000 likes here on the stream today. %61 saying yes, 39% saying no. That we pushed to 4,000. So might be time to get short. Might be time to get short. Might be time to get short here. All right, Sage, you tell us, what's your theory here? That's your whole fucking thesis, Sage? That 47.50 over under 1 hour, very bullish. I thought you were gonna have some like mind-blowing idea here. I was uneventful. Really built that one up. I'll tell you what my theory is once the poll is done. And then his theory is... That's his theory. Come on. You're killing me, bro. You're fucking killing me. Next time, don't hype it up so much, please. I'm like a DJ. Oh, here he comes. Here comes Sage. Calling 80-point profits last couple sessions. Oh, man. Hey, Sage, can I give you my phone number and you can text me when to buy and sell, please? I don't know. I'm not fucking triggered, guys. Relax. This is like what called 80-point profit last couple sessions. What does that mean? Filter. I can't filter your post, Sage. How about this? Everybody else, never type in the chat, and we will only let Sage post, please. Please, no longer chat. No more chat. Only Sage is allowed to speak. I want to see this 80-point moves. No offense, Sage, but I think that's a little. You're being a little, you know, a little. Calling for 80-point moves. I mean, I don't know. It's a little questionable. Not denying it, but I'm just saying, you know, that's a little questionable, my friend. We got the SPY VWAP down there right now. Big buyer there at the 3,977 on the book map right now. 700 contracts sitting there. Sage, don't worry. It's bored. We're all just bored. That's what it is. We're all just bored here. Need something to talk about. So we're talking about your 80 points per day. Wait, is it 80 points over the last 3 or 4 days? Or, because I was confused. If you said 80 points per day, but maybe it's 80 points over the last, month. How do you keep track of these 80 points in 5 or 10 point increments? Do you have a chart for this? A spreadsheet? A pie chart? Ugh. I don't know. I didn't have very much caffeine this morning. I didn't have very much caffeine this morning. I mean, I also called for the push up to the pivot points. I mean, it's one thing to fucking make calls. I can make calls all day, guys. I mean, I sit here all day and go, hey, look, we're going to go to the pivot point next. I mean, it's one thing to make fucking calls. I can make calls all day. I'm a fucking billionaire when it comes to calls. If Sage called 80 points since Thursday, I've called 800 points since Thursday. All right, we're gonna wait. We'll pay attention for the next Sage call. I'm gonna if Sage tells me to buy or sell at any point in the future, I will do that. So we'll see it live. Let me know when the next setup is, Sage, and I'm getting in, baby. I want those 80 points. That's the only real test of this. I'm not trolling. I'm just saying. Just fucking let's go. I want to try out your signals. I'm not hating at all. I'm being serious. I'm 100%. Tell me when to fucking buy and I'm in. So short 78 is what I should do. All right, I'm shorting 78s. Here we go. Where's my target at? Where's my target? All right, let's go. Looking for this 78 short. We're taking Sage's trade, baby. Let's go. I want those fucking 80 points. Let's go. Shit's funny. It's working. I'm rich. I'm gonna be rich. I'm short from the 76s, honestly. I like it. LOL. LOL. It better work. I better not get fucking stopped out for break even. I'm be pissed. The chat's just all waiting for those 80-point call outs, baby. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Almost stopped out. Ooh. Close. Close. Bunch of buyers down there at the 70s right now. Well, liquidity at the 70s there. Not too crazy. 250 contracts. We've been slicing through 700, 800 contracts a day. No problem. I need to get this thing off of this thing. The ES down here into this order block. That next level, you're looking at the pivot point down there, 63 pivot point down there. So will we touch that pivot point next on the 15-minute chart? Getting crazy up in here. DJ music up in DJ Pat on the ones and twos. DJ Pat on the 1 and 2 1 2 1 2. $70 acting as support right now. Through that 70 level, we touched that 63s. That's a big old wall of China right there. Support down there right now. Big old wall of China. The ES VWAP down there, 56 level. I think if we lose that 70, I don't see how we don't touch that fucking pivot point down there next. Look at the liquidity right now on the book map. Looking, how is there only liquidity at 70s? The iceberg buyer there just popped up at 70. Saw that? Supporting it right there. '70s holding up there. Stopped out for 2 handles and profit. So I got 2 handles so far from Sage. That's 2 on the board. 2 on the board. Got 2 on the board so far. I got 78 more to go, baby. $78 to go. Let's go. All right. We're going to be rich. Wait, you're short, Sage? I thought you said what? Now he's short? I thought you said you were taking the short. Oh, God. I don't know what to do anymore. I quit. I paid attention. You said 5 minutes is short. Now your target's 68.50. Where's your stop at? What's your stop on that? Scroll up. I can't scroll up and fucking trade and do everything at the same time, man. I need, you know, you gotta help me out here. 5 minute fired short. I see that. Okay. You said 5 minute fired short. Target 1, 66.75. 70 held so far. Target 2, 68.50. Target 1, 63.75. Where's your stop at? All right. I'm so confused right now. Look at that big old iceberg buyer there. He moved down. 68s now, huh? Buyers down there at the 68s now. I'm so confused what's going on now. Sage, are you short? Are you long? Now you said you're not short. Now you are long. Now you're short. Now you're not short. I can't follow your signals, bro. Just can't figure this out. All right, now you're short. Are you short now? Are you not short? Is there a signal? Is there no signals? So you're short from 71.75. Your target 66.75. Okay. That's all I need to know. Just tell me how to fucking do it. Just tell me how to do it. Wait, now your entry is 78? What the fuck? I thought he just said he wasn't short, and now he is short, but he's not short. Are you short, Sage? You just said you don't have a position. But now you're looking for targets down. This is confusing. I'm not paying for this. I'm not paying for this signal service anymore. I leave. I'm done. I no longer want to be inside of this. I don't want to be inside of this fucking signal service anymore. I quit. It's too confusing. Doesn't make sense. 1 minute he's short, 1 minute he's long. 1 minute he's short, 1 minute he's long. Now he's not short, but then he is short, but then his target's not there, but then his short's over here, but then he's up here, then he's down here. No one really knows where it's going on. I'm just playing, by the way. I'm just having fun. We're just having fun here. Don't everybody get all excited. So wait, how'd you get +5, +10, +5? That's 20 contracts. I'm confused. I'm so confused right now. How does this work? I got filled at 64. I got stopped out break even, shorted it again, and now I got filled 64. I want my $5 back. I'm leaving this fucking chat room. I'm over this chat room for now on. You guys you're confusing people in here. You guys are very confusing. I'm giving this chat room a 1-star review. All right, Sage, tell us when to get long. Tell us when to get long. That's what I want to know next, please. But only tell us once you're for sure going to enter. He said that the short 78s, but he was not going to short 78 because of the trend. But now he's short, but he's not short. But then he didn't get short because of 15-minute chart. And then this didn't happen. And this didn't happen. It's too much going on, man. Too much. There's that pivot point touch. Pivot point touch here on the ES now at the 63s. No one's trying to fade you, Sage. We're just trying to figure out what is going on right now. It's all very confusing. That's all. Yeah, but that's the thing. You can't call a short and then say that you're not going to take it because it's going against the trend. You know, like you can't. That's like, that'd be like if I said, hey guys, I think I might get long, but if it goes down, I'm not going to get long. You know, like, oh my God, we're dumping, baby. We're dumping here, boys. Down to the 58s now. How low can we go? Right to that pivot point now. I mean, right to the VWAP here. Right to the pivot point there, people. FRC, I guess, being closed down is not good for business for anybody. Market down there, 57s now, just dumping here. Well, I said it was going to go to the VWAP too, so I want you guys to tell me that I called it as well, okay? I said it was going to go to the pivot point and then to the VWAP, okay? If Sage gets all the credit, I want credit as well. I told you guys it could possibly, you know, it could go to the pivot point to the upside or to the downside. I told you that all day long, so I deserve all the credit. Listen, if it doesn't go to 4,000, it might go to 960. So that's what I said. I said that. Sage, we're just playing around. We're having, you know, just a good old fun locker room chat, bro. Locker room. Don't get offended. Just a little entertainment, you know, a little fun. Market dumping right now. I think the news is because of FRC. FRC, the bank, they halted it. If they go bankrupt or they close down, so it would obviously not be good for the bulls. All right, now we're all gonna wait for Sage to call out. Like I said, I'm gonna be very focused here. I'm gonna pay attention to the chat here. I'm paying attention. Waiting for that buy signal, baby. FRC halted again. Pushing back up here, 63s again. I'd love to see possibly push back up to the SPY VWAP here, get denied. Push back up to that pivot point on the ES here, 63s again. There's a big seller there at 63. Will they take it out? We get that push back up to the SPY pivot. I'd like to see that get denied, turn into resistance, and then possibly we can start pulling back here again. You guys can't even hear the music that's playing right now, so I'm just fucking raving up in here. Oh God. Oh God. It's getting wild. See if this thing wants to dump back down here. Got the VWAP down there, 57, 56 is here on the ES right now, trying to hold up support there. We get through that VWAP, it's a waterfall to the downside possible here. FRC reopen here. FRC now, it's going fucking to zero. 1241. It dropped so far today from 20 down there to $12.41 on FRC, the First Public Bank. So that thing is a dumpster fire. If the whole entire bank, if the whole banking stock, if all the banking stocks start selling off here, I don't see how the bulls are going to have a case to push this through the highs again. Look at the, if you want to look at a crazy chart right now, look at the FRC chart. Just dump, dump, dump. Everybody's just racing to get out of that stock. Ooh, Sage is sliding into my DM on Twitter. Hopefully he sent me a naked picture. I mean a picture.